Hello friends, so this video is to just kind of describe my experience using OneX.com, and it's got its pros and cons, and I hear people giving their cons as well. If you check the internet, you'll see some cons and some negatives. I think sometimes the negative is built on when somebody submits a picture that they really like, but it doesn't make it, and so they get kind of a negative outlook upon OneX.com. My experience, I've had some pictures that I thought were just fantastic that didn't get approved, and then I've had some pictures that I didn't think were so good that did get published, and one of them even got awarded. And so I don't necessarily understand the judges, but then again, I'm not a judge, I'm not a critic, an expert critic, so I don't have any say into that. But I will say that getting pictures not published and others published makes me go back and question why, and look into them and compare them with other people's, and it's really given me a perspective on what people like out there. And another thing is, photography is very subjective. What one thinks looks great, another doesn't. And so one thing that I try not to do, and what a friend of mine always tells me not to do, is to take what other people think about our photography or our photos and take that to heart like it's bad, right? Why do you do photography? Do you do it because you enjoy it? Do you do it because you want to capture a memory and save it within your own file so that you can go back and see that memory? If you feel good about your photo, then that's all that's important. Why do I use OneX.com? I like the a little bit of competitive nature, I guess, in my photography. I'm competing, and I'm not really competing with others, but I'm competing with the judges. I'm curious, and there's some other benefits to it, and I'll go over that in a minute here, as well as like what the cost is for it. And I'm going to give you a behind-the-scenes look into OneX.com, so you can kind of see what it looks like as a member. And so I'm going to show you that here in a minute. But my overall experience, just to kind of sum up things, is it has benefited me. I do believe my photography has improved from my very first submission to where I'm at today. And currently I think I'm at number 47. I have like 47 pictures published, and 2 have been awarded. As you get in and you look at other people, there's other people have newer people have maybe 5, and people that have been there a long time maybe have 200, 300, 400. But it's a nice profile. It's a place where you can kind of show your friends and family, here's my greatest hits, I guess, of my pictures. But then it's good to know too that you want to save those in another place, because if you ever decide not to pay the fees or close your account at OneX.com, that page, your page where all your photos are displayed, won't be visible anymore. So but this is just my take on it, and I'm sure other people have their own takes, and of course I'm really open to comments in this video to see what other people's experience is. And I did a little bit of searching on YouTube. I didn't see a whole lot of people's input on it, and so thought I'd make a video to just kind of share my position on it, and then kind of give you a behind the scenes look at OneX.com. So without further ado, let's get into it. Thanks. So one of the biggest questions that people have is, what is the cost to be involved with OneX.com? And what it cost me here in 2023 is $71.88 per year. And there is a monthly option, but it ends up being more than that, so you get the best rate if you pay it annually. And what's included with that, I'm going to kind of show you, but basically I'm logged into my page. This is this is me. I'm a pro. Everybody who pays is a pro. Kind of funny there, but basically, you know, you can get detailed feedback with areas of improvement, how you scored, and I'll kind of explain that a little bit. And then you can sell your prints if they're published. You can get certificates, etc. There's a free membership, and you can see that these are pretty equal. But when you get here to uploading photos, you know, getting support, sending photos to curation, you don't get these kind of things. You can't sell them. So there's quite a few benefits to being a member for that monthly fee. So I'm going to go into, so switching over here to my account, you can see you can get notifications. There's unread messages, which, you know, is conversation between other people. And then you can view, you know, awarded photos, which, you know, give you an example. These aren't my awarded. These are just other people's awarded photos out there. Very nice work, obviously. You know, this is the best out there in the world. This is a worldwide website. Very interesting. But now these are the awarded pictures, but you'll also see I've published pictures. And you can view those. A lot of these are awarded and published. But you can see just very, very good photography. I enjoy looking at these. But once you're a member, then one of the biggest areas is in your own down here. This is like where my photos are, and you can see you know, here's one that was published. This one wasn't selected. I haven't posted these yet. You know, here's a published, and every once in a while you'll get one that's awarded. I think down toward the beginning I had one published. Here it is, one that was awarded. And so if I click on this one, this was one that was awarded, and that's the picture there. Now you can see here the score. This is member curators scored at a 36, and then this is the member curators, and you can see here member curators, and this is expert curators. One that say was not selected, just to kind of give an idea here. Member curators gave it a 1%. Expert curators gave it a 1%. So apparently this is a photo that's not real popular. Although I think it's a great photo. But when a photo is not selected, it doesn't mean it's not a great photo. It just doesn't meet their criteria. But that's kind of the gist. Forums. Oh, okay, here's forums. Oh, this is forums, yeah. So you can you know, request critiques on your photos. And I think if I go into here, here's one where I did a crop poll where I submitted you know, several pictures, and I asked what, you know, seems to be the best or the most popular. Here it is, crop, you know, this one, this one, this one, and I got some input from people, you know, in their opinion, obviously, which crops to use. You know, you communicate. And these are the senior critics, but I did go with the one that they suggested, and when I did, I ended up getting it published. This is what you get published. They'll send you when you do get one. Okay, you'll get something that looks like this emailed to you, and then of course, you know, the original pictures. But when one does get awarded, you get this awarded certificate, and when one's published, you get this publish certificate. So these are very nice as well. So kind of my experience with the process. Oh, also here you can curate. As a member, you can actually curate photos, and that's a neat thing. So here's a photo somebody submitted. You know, you have a choice. You can reject it, publish it. Sublime, you can do a sublime that you can only do one a day, and that means it's like the best picture you've ever seen. That's pretty reserved. I don't think I've ever selected a sublime. You know, interesting picture here. It looks to me like this was had a really high ISO, and they tried to clean it up. You know, you can see it's kind of dirty in the background with noise. Even though this light is here, the face is really shadowed. So in a case like this, I'm going to hit the reject button. Now, does that stop that photo from being published? Probably not. I'm just one in thousands, you know. This one, you know, really poor focus here. I'm going to hit reject. This is pretty awesome. Obviously, I don't know. I think it's maybe fake. I don't like fake photography. I mean, this is a place for real photography. This is pretty interesting. So in this case, you know, I'll go ahead and say publish that. And you can go on and on for a long time. But these are some of the way that these work. One thing that's kind of weird to me is, you know, like here's one that was published. That's back to that flower, 32%, 40%, and on and on. So it's pretty cool. I like it. It's like you're kind of challenging the system, and kind of helps you to get familiar with what people are like out there and what they don't like. You can see I've got, you know, a lot that have been not selected, and again a lot that have been published. This is one that was published. Score a 36 and a 59, and show you the picture there. Pretty good picture of a mockingbird, and that's pretty much what I've got to show from the kind of behind the scenes on the website.